Yeah, hello. Hi, Radio.
Exception handling or error handling. Basically, errors are two types. One is compile time error, another one is runtime errors. Compile time errors are shown when you compile the application. When you hit command plus B, all compile time errors will be shown. If any syntax error or any grammatical errors, those will be shown at the time of compile. Runtime errors are actually exceptions. Runtime errors are known as exception. Compile times errors can be fixed by hitting command and B. Their list of errors will be shown. Compile time error will be shown. You can fix them. But runtime errors happens at the time of running the application. Application will be launched and will be playing with the application. All of a sudden, some error will occur. Those are called exception. Handling them is known as exception handling. Let's say you're reading some data from the file. Okay, you launch the application, you hit the read data button, the application crashes. If either the file is corrupted or you do not have the permissions to read that, if the file is not existing, those are the some cases. But instead of crashing, what we can do is we can safely handle such kind of errors. Array out of bounds of exception. Array out of bounds exception. In array, there are 10 elements. You are trying to access 11th element. Or you are trying to access element which is not there at particular index. You are trying to read, you are trying to convert some information. Like whatever we have used, like API, fetching the information from the API and passing that to the particular JSON. If the JSON is not in correct format, you'll get a runtime exception. Handling them at runtime and recovering from the error conditions in your application. Those are called error handling or exception handling. What is the advantage of error handling, exception handling? Error handling is a process of responding and recovering from error conditions in your application, during runtime. Some operations aren't guaranteed to always complete execution or produce a useful output. Options are used to represent the absence of a value, but when the operation fails, it is often useful to understand what caused the failure so that your code can respond accordingly. Here, whenever you are performing any operation, it is not 100% guarantee. If the operation is not 100% guarantee, it is always success. Then you need to put that block of code in your exception handling. We see what are the different keywords we need to and how to use them. Exception handling. Okay. You can write, you can warn co-workers that the method may result in unexpected results. What is the advantage of exception handling is you can do all these things by using if condition. If the operation is not successful, I can show some alert. But why do we need exception handling separate concept? I'm reading a file. If it is failing, I can use if condition and display some error alert. But why do we need a separate concept, exception handling? Exception handling basically contains 4 keywords. Those keywords help co-workers who are working along with you. It is kind of warning, giving warning, saying that this is a block of code which might result you an unexpected result. This may give failure or success, but be cautious. Whenever you are calling this method, be cautious and perform the use this method. Okay, be cautious means the block of code which we are putting within the exception handling block is dangerous. It may give you successful result or it might give you failure result. Be ready to handle those cases. That is what the exception handling. Let's see how to use that. What is the syntax, etc. Yeah, here I have created a project. I'm going to the view controller. Let's take a class here. My collection. Here I'm going to create a class. My collection, where array is 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are 10 values. I'm writing a function. Get values at index, which is integer, and returns integer. Here I'm writing value array at index. I'm just writing the value. I am going to create a collection here in the let my collection equal to my collection dot get value at index 0. Let me directly print it. This is the 5th. This is the 10th. 10th value I'm printing. Let's see. Run it. Application successfully compiled and launched also. See the console. 0 at 0th position we have 0. At 5th position we have 5. At 10th position we have 10. At 11th position, see what we have. Application successfully compiled, build is successed, and started running. When it hits this code with 11, index 11, the application is crashed. Index out of range exception. This is a exception. These are called runtime errors. We don't know when this occurs. Okay, let's say I have removed this. I'm running it. I'm command B. I hit. These are compile time errors. Errors are two types: compile time errors, runtime errors. Compile time errors are shown when you hit command B. Building at the compile time itself, it shows there are some syntactical errors. Those can be fixed after building the compile B. Command and B. Runtime errors occurs after compilation success, build is successed, and array out of bounds exception we got. Here, if I give you the same class, what we do, you also do the same thing. You simply randomly give some number here. But this is dangerous. This method is dangerous. I want to handle it safely. To make this method, to tell other developers which is dangerous method, what we need to do is my collection. Here we need to put there are 4 different keywords which we need to use: throw, throws, try, catch. These are the exception handling keywords. Okay, throws is a method. I don't know. Even let's try this. If it is, yeah, before throws. Throws is a keyword. What is this? Yeah, perfect. Command B. Building is well. Yeah. What we need to do is we need to mark this method as throws. Throws means whoever is calling this method, they get warning saying that this is a dangerous method. Okay, handle it safely. See, these are the warnings which we got. Call can throw. You are calling a get value method, which might result you to an unexpected results. Properly handle that. How to handle that? To call this method, we need to keep the method in here. My collection dot get value 0. Whenever you see throw, you need to try it. Let a result. Let result equal to. You need to try it. It might result you unexpected results, right? It might give you unexpected results where you need to give catch block. Failed to get value at index 0. Okay. Same thing here also. You need to do the same thing here. I'm just printing the result here. Let me take a var result. By default it is 0. Result at index 0. You can combine multiple methods also, which you can keep in do catch back, do try catch at 1, at 10, at 12. Okay. Whenever a method is marked as throws, what we need to do is we need to wrap that method wherever you're calling. The calling should be wrapped inside the do catch, inside the do catch block. Okay, you're trying it here. If you do not want to use do try, let's try this first. I'm just commenting 12, 0, 1, 10 is printed, printing 2 times the result, so 10 is printed. Here 12, again crash happens because we have just marked the throws, but we are not throwing any error here. Let's throw it. If index should be there equal to array index -1. I'm just safely checking if index is index less than or equal to, sorry, less than or equal to array index array -1, array at count -1, array at count -1. Then you do this. Otherwise, throw error. My collection array at count -1, command B. Wanted to create error here. Throws, do try catch. Expected expression and throw statement. And give string here. Or out of bounds exception. Actually, it is expecting error here. Let's create. Can we do this? Yeah. Error object we cannot directly create. Anyways, to do so, what we need to do is, my collection error. My collection error, which is subclass of error. Here, what are the possible cases? Array is not existing. One thing is array is not existing case. Invalid index. Whatever you want, you can put here. Just invalid index. These are the two errors which I am writing from here is the same. My collection error dot invalid index. This is what the error which I am throwing from the method. When if valid is index is invalid, index is out of bounds. What I am trying to do is I'm throwing error. This is the error which I have received. There we need to add this, anyways, run it. It works now. Here, what happened? 0 is printed because it is proper index, and 1 is printed again. This is proper index. 10 is printed again. This is proper index. When you call this method get value at 12, what happened? Fail to get value of index at index, which is 12 at this time. Anyways, I'm just here. Catch can be written in two different ways. Here there is error. There is something called error. By default, you get error here. Okay, invalid index error we got. Now what we do is I can also pass some values. Index of int. Let's try this. Can we do this? Here, index I'm passing. Invalid index. Yeah, we are passing index here, index. Come here, we are handling here. We also need to know the index. What index we are passing. If you want to know that, let error if switch error. If let error equal to error, we know what kind of error we are writing. My collection error. Switch. I'm taking this error here, printing array is not existing. Error here, I'm printing value is not existing. Fail to get value at index. This is index. Here we have created one EM. I'm just telling you, repeating. I have created one enum which is following error protocol. In my case, there are two errors. One is array is not existing error. Another one is invalid index error. For invalid index error, I am also passing some information. We have seen enums with associated values. This is actually enums with associated values. Enum can also contain some information. Wherever you are returning that enum, we are also passing some information which is index here. Simply throwing some error. Error type is my collection error. I am throwing here. I am handling that. My collection error. I think array is not existing. This is one error which I might expect. I can expect invalid index, and index is the parameter which I can expect. Okay, fail to get value at index 12. This is very clear. Previously, we simply printed fail to get value at index, but we do not know when this method failed, which method is failed, whether this is failed or this is failed or this is failed or this is failed. Okay, now it is very clear at a 12 index, which is there is no object. Okay, total there are 5 keywords. Total do. Okay, without this block also we can write. Let me take only single so that it is very clear. Okay, do block where we are calling. We are calling a dangerous method in do block. If it is failed, we also need to handle, right? We're handling it here this way. Catch error, by default get error. I'm converting that error. I'm considering that as my collection error. If it is my collection error, there are only two possible errors. One is array index out of bounds. Array is not existing. Invalid index. I'm just checking them and printing the value. Okay, safely handling. If you do not write this, what happened was application crashed and we did not even handle. Now we can safely handle the error scenarios by using exception handling. And without this do block also, we can write let result equal to my collection dot get value at index, let's say some 90, which gives you the warning. Developer, the method is dangerous. Be cautious. Call can throw. Wherever you see call can throw means it is dangerous code. So what we can do, we can try it. When you simply try means you need to add the do try catch block. If you simply try, if you put a try question mark means if it returns take value, otherwise result nil. What happened? When you use a try question mark, it tries if any exception finds it simply returns nil. If it does not return any exception, let's say 5, it gives you the actual result, and that actual result will be printed here. In interviews, they will ask you what is the difference between this try and this try question mark and try question mark, try exclamation. Okay, here we are forcefully telling, wherever you see exclamation means forcefully telling you perform. I'm sure that it has a value, but if it has no value, then there is a problem. Okay, in the question mark, exclamation means forcefully you are telling you go and perform the operation, whether it is successful or failure. I'm as a developer, I know that it is definitely having a value. If in case it has no value, if it is actually giving crash, throwing, if it is actually throwing, it gives the crash. This is not recommended. Question mark, try it. If it is successful, take the value, otherwise ignore it, which results in the nil. You can see I printed nil here. Okay, these are the interview questions. Try question mark, try exclamation. Try means wherever you use try, you need to use the do catch block as well. With simply try, you cannot run the application. It gives you the compile time error. Try question mark, try exclamation. This is what all the exception handling. Even for the writing the file, reading the file, you get some exception. You need to write some error cases, possible errors, and return those errors from the throw block. If something happened, some unexpected results occurred, if it is going to crash the application, simply throw. Instead of crashing, you can throw some error. Enums with associated values. This is enums with associated values. Any doubts here? Most of the time we write the enum cases only whenever you are dealing with network, the passing related stuff, we write our own enums, otherwise exceptions, enum errors actually. Otherwise we do not write, we simply write, simply use the exception handling. Wherever we have used one place where we are parsing the data after we receive the information from the server, we are parsing it right to the specific type. If the JSON is invalid, we get exception. If the JSON is not in expected format, we get exception. Any doubts? I have just dragged out the scroll view. I am setting the position, the leading, trailing, top and bottom. We are getting errors because it has no content. Basically, scroll view contains content. Based on the content, the scrolling area is calculated. Okay. Let's say I am taking a view. I can consider this as content view. Make it 0, 0, 0, 0. Always hugging here. What we need to do is width is equivalent to the scroll view width. and height is just make it scroll view height and make this height reality lesser. Maybe this works. Scroll view, ambient scroll view, content width, ambient scroll view, content height. Here content width is fixed. Let me content height also fixed.